hearing in the last few minutes that in that crucial count that's taking place in Nevada, Joe Biden has pulled ahead with his share of the votes. We're going to have more details on that as it comes in. I want to cross over now, though, to Pennsylvania. This is another crucial state, another place where the votes are being counted, but a place where a dispute is also arising. Trump supporters are demanding that they be allowed inside these postal ballot counting areas so they can check the progress and make sure that everything is being held accountably. Let's cross over and speak to Andy Roegen. There's a tense mood outside of this vote counting centre. What have you been seeing and hearing?
Well, my apologies a little bit, Oliver. What I've been hearing is chaos out here. That's why it's very noisy. Difficult to hear you, but right now there are lots and lots of Biden supporters gathered out here outside the convention center where those ballots are being counted. Those ballots could be favoring Joe Biden because this is a Democratic stronghold. So while they're out here, they're loud, they're singing, they're chanting, count every vote. That's the mantra that you hear from them over and over again. They're playing drums, they're pounding on drums, they're on loudspeakers, but also here an equal number of Trump supporters demanding to be let in to observe the vote. Now, apparently, a judge has allowed Trump supporters of some stripes, other various stripes, to go in and watch the vote counting as it proceeds. But some Trump supporters out here said they're being denied that right. And it's all coming down to one of the Trump advisors, longtime Trump advisor, Corey Lewandowski. He's out here with a bullhorn talking about all this, shouting about all this, demanding to be let in. So here's what he had to say.
A judge has given an order to allow us to see every ballot. But the criminals inside say no. And so now we are required to call the sheriff and to make sure the judge's order is fully enforced.
Now, as the day has gone on, more and more people have been showing up here, Oliver. As I said, it's getting a little bit chaotic, but there are lots and lots of police officers out here keeping watch over things. So it has been peaceful. But again, this just speaks to the great divide here in America. And it really could come down to these votes being counted at this convention center in Philadelphia. And we will be watching all this as the day proceeds. Oliver?
As you've just been saying, Andy, the race does seem to be tightening all across Pennsylvania. Why is it such a crucial state in this race?
Well, it's because the vote here, the polling suggested that the voting was going to be very tight throughout the campaign. As it was in many states, this is considered a crucial battleground state. Initially, as the votes started pouring in on election night and the day after, Donald Trump held a pretty wide lead. But that was, again, as we've seen in all these other states, with mostly rural votes coming in. But with all these larger cities, more Democratic urban strongholds, and all these mail-in ballots being counted as well, that is starting to tilt things in favor of Joe Biden. At the moment, Trump still does lead narrowly, but this speaks to the initial problem with all of this. Not so much a problem, I guess, depending on how you want to look at it, but the U.S. Supreme Court ruled a few days ago that late-coming mail-in ballots here in Pennsylvania can continue to be counted, as long as they were valid, if they showed up a few days after Election Day. Donald Trump has railed against that. He's demanded that late voting count be stopped. His supporters here agree. But it goes on, as the U.S. Supreme Court has announced. So we'll have to see where this vote goes from here in the coming hours. Oliver?